Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys had an amazing week. For those of you guys don't know, my name is Marissa. I am new to the author 2 page channel, but yes, I am an aspiring author who is writing her debut novel called Crown of Light and Fire with the hopes of publishing early 2026. I am currently on my second draft and I am working on like my developmental editing with the hopes of, sending out for beta readers and then moving on to the next phase. So I've got a lot to do. I've got a lot to work on, and it's been a process. I came on here, I think like today, I just had no genuine purpose to just kind of get on here and record. I was just watching a bunch of videos on AuthorTube, and I just kind of was like, kind of in the mood to just record. Like, I was in a process of writing. I actually hit 90k words yesterday, which I'm very excited for, but I was late on my goal. I was supposed to hit my goal February 15th, but I did not. And so yesterday, February 17th, I hit my goal of 90k words. So I'm excited because that means I don't have that much more to write. I'm on chapter 29. My goal for February was to hit chapter 30. Okay, back up. I'm on chapter 28 in the second draft, but chapter 29 in the first draft. I cut out a chapter, and then because of that, my new draft is just one chapter behind. But my goal was to hit chapter 30 of the first draft, which will be chapter 29 of the second draft, and it will be the beginning of part 3, which I am so excited for, because that means I only have, if I hit chapter 30, I would only have 13 chapters left to write. So my whole month of March would be closing that gap. That's like from third base to first to home, and I'm excited and I cannot wait to do that, like, because then I will move on to my beta readers, which I am kind of so scared for, because other than like little snippets that I post on Instagram, or literally little snippets that I post on Instagram, nobody has ever read my story. So I am a little nervous when I do go on and I do go and look for beta readers, because now I have people who's going to read my story, they're going to critique it, and this is something that I am not prepared for. I've written on Wattpad, and I've wrote a couple short stories for class, and I've had my class read them and stuff like that. But this, I feel like it's different. Like, I don't know, like with Wattpad, whatever came to mind, I just wrote. So if I wrote a werewolf story that wasn't like your typical werewolf story, and I just wrote it and I published it. I didn't care about the grammar. I didn't care about the sentence structure. I didn't care about anything. I just wrote it and published it. This, on the other hand, and I never even finished it, which I do want to go back and I want to continue to write that story, because I really did enjoy it. I loved it. I loved that story to death. But I have to, now with this story, this is the story that I want to, define. I want this story to define me as an author. I am so terrified for that. Like, I really, really am. And because I know, like, in the future, not everyone's gonna like my work. Not everyone's gonna like my writing. I know that. I get that. I see that with some of my favorite authors. People don't like their stories. But it's still kind of nerve-wracking to know that, like, something you work so hard for, like, there is gonna be somebody out there who's not gonna like it. And then it's also heartwarming to know that, like, something you worked hard for, someone is gonna love it. That's gonna be their inspiration and all that stuff. And that is kind of like the motivation. Like, I get so stuck on like the negative, like thinking like nobody's ever gonna like it. But then I have to realize like there's only gonna be like a handful of people. I mean, like, that's not what I mean to say. Like, I'm just saying, like, when I look at the reviews of some of the books that I truly loved, that I felt like were just so good, you know, and then I look at, like, you know, I was watching one AuthorTube video and they said just look at the reviews of the story, and then like look at the 5-star ratings, and then look at the 1-star ratings or the 2-star ratings. And I do that because I'm like, it just makes you realize someone who wrote something so fantastic, to me, in my opinion, they've had people who just weren't into it, they hated it, they couldn't, all these different things, but they still publish more books, they're still writing more things, they're not giving up on themselves. So that's kind of like my motivation, because as much as I don't want anybody to dislike my story, I can't have not everyone is gonna like it. It's not gonna be everyone's cup of tea. My magic system isn't gonna be what they're used to, or my characters aren't gonna be what they're used to. You know, all these different things. So that's just gonna be my drive. So anyway, yeah, so like I said, I didn't really have like a purpose. I just kind of wanted to just start recording. I didn't know what to do. I am hoping I could finish today, because I'm off, writing chapter 28, and then I'll be starting part 2. This month I was supposed to start not drafting, but plotting out book 2. I did start. I made it to chapter 3, so I'm thinking like I'm gonna do some sprints today, but then I'm also gonna focus on writing, plotting out book 2. Now, I started plotting out book 2 a long time ago, but I wrote those on paper and I don't know what I did with those. So now I have to go back, and now I have to put it in Google Docs so I can remember, even though I really love writing everything down on paper. I just love writing, and I love practicing my handwriting and changing it and all that stuff. So, but I'm gonna have to write it on, or I might do note cards like I have over there. It's not in detail, but that's like my outline for book 1, and it's just like a little summary of what each chapter is, and I make mention of like the most popular, not most popular, but the most important characters that you see throughout the story. So I don't know, I might end up doing that with book 2 as well, like do me a little outline wall, and then just summarize the chapters, and then just put them up on the wall, maybe like over here behind my desk. I don't know, we'll see, but I know that's like kind of one of my goals. Like, I want to at least get to chapter 6 of of plotting book 2. I think that's just kind of the goal that I want to do for today, as well as finishing chapter 28. I do want to move further on than just chapter 28, just because tomorrow I'm having like a little procedure on my eyes, and I don't know what to expect. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to write or anything. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to see. So I don't really plan on writing tomorrow at all. Yeah, I'm also behind on reading. I was supposed to be reading 1 book each month. The book that I did start, I was kind of not really intrigued by it. Not saying I'm gonna give myself some time. When I go on my break at the beginning of April, I think I'm just going to use my break to read that book. So I'm gonna dedicate some time to read that book. But I'm restarting Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, which I'm really excited. And then Tracy Deanna will be starting Legendborn again. because Tracy Dion's book comes out in 2 weeks and I cannot wait to read that book. I've been waiting for that book for like a year and a half, so I'm excited. I can't wait for that to come in. So I do have some, little goals, that I have to do for myself. I do, like, for future coming up with, and for YouTube and everything, I do want to, at the end of this month, do a recap of the month. I think that's what I'm gonna do every month. I'm gonna take it as like how it is when at my job. I work at the bank, so we do monthly check-ins, weekly check-ins, So I'm gonna do monthly check-ins with myself, and I'm gonna just kind of recap of how my month went, my highs, my lows. Did I hit my goals? Did I not? How can I do better for next month? All these different things, because it does it lets me know where I'm at and what I have to do to move forward and what I have to do to be better than I was the previous month. And I always liked that at work, just because it just helped me stay on track. Like, it helped me realize, okay, I am at this point, but I need to be here, so I have this much left to go. So that's how I've been kind of taking it, as like when I do my writing and everything. Sorry. I've been doing that a lot, like just trying to, so even when I check in with myself on a week-to-week basis, I'm like, okay, like when I didn't hit my goal for 90K on the 15th, I was like, okay, well, I'm at, and when I realized I wasn't gonna hit my goal, it was February 10th, and I'm like, okay, I'm only at 81,000 words, but I need to get to 90K by Saturday. And no, I did not hit 90K, but I came close. So I kind of just broke down what I needed to do, like how many words per day that I needed to write, or how many words did I, all these different things in order for me to hit my goal. So then when I finally did hit my goal, like, I was able to close that gap. And I do that the same with my chapters. Like, I realized, like, I need to basically just write maybe like one chapter every other day, and then I can hit my goal. Now when March comes, that's gonna be a whole nother story. March, I don't have a word count goal, just because my main goal for my chapter for my book was 125,000 words. But first draft, I only got to 120,000. So I think with me ending, I'm just gonna say 120,000 is my goal, but I'm gonna set it for the end of the month, just in case. And then I'm going to, I have like 13 chapters I have to get through. So yeah, so I have to figure all this stuff out. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna figure out what I have to do to close that gap by the time, because then I'm trying to think, like, if I finish chapter 28 today and then I start chapter 29 today, I'm already at my goal for the month, basically. And then I can start the next chapter as soon as possible. Like, I don't have to wait until March to start it. Like, I just can keep going. And then with these chapters, like, it's becoming, like, coming to the end of the story. I'm noticing my chapters aren't as long at this point of the story, so it is kind of, I feel like it's gonna go by a little bit quicker. We're seeing things that we haven't seen before. Some loose ends are starting to get, sewed back up, or however that saying it goes, or all that stuff. Like, it's moving along, and it's a little bit more fast-paced because the way my book is set up, it's all leading toward the ceremony, which is Coral de Arim, which is basically when the book starts, it's like 4 weeks until that ceremony. So you're basically seeing everything play out from the day-to-day to like week-to-week basis. So now at Act 3, we are starting with we're like getting introduced into some things, and I feel like it's just gonna move the story a little bit long. It's not, I don't know where I was going with that. It's not gonna be it's not gonna take me long to write these chapters, I don't think. Just because when I originally wrote those chapters, it didn't take me long to write them. My thing is like, I have a habit as I'm going through, I'm like, no, I'm gonna change all of this and none of this is gonna be the same. And then that's what delays me a little bit longer, because now I'm creating a completely new thing that now I have to think up, okay, well, now she has to say this instead of this. He has to do this instead of this. And it's still kind of a similar basis of the original draft. It's just now I'm changing it, so now it's gonna be something completely different. And yeah, I don't really know how that's gonna go. So I'm hoping I don't really have to change that much. Like, there's already a couple of chapters that I'm looking at. Like, I think I just need to change the sentence structure and add a little bit more dialogue. And I think that's kind of what I really need to do, is just like, you know, pre-read the chapters so I know already going in there what I have to do to fix it. And what I have to do if it doesn't need to change. Okay, how am I gonna make the sentences flow better, or how is the dialogue gonna be better? Like, who says what, why, when, and how, and whatever. And I think that's what I have to go when I go in there to try to fix. So yes, we'll see how that goes when we get down to it. And yeah. And I realize now that I had kind of like started off that little tangent talking about how I wanted my videos to go as of, you know, by the end of, you know, but listen, this is just how my brain goes sometimes. So bear with me. It's all over the place. My sentence, nothing's, as you can see, I my brain moves faster than my mouth does, so sometimes I just say things and I don't realize I said it until after the fact, and now I have to try to figure out all these different things. So yes, so yeah. Also, I'm kind of thinking about doing a Q&A, and I want to do Q&A based off books that I like to read. So like, y'all ask me about the books that I like to read or whatever, personally about myself, and then regarding my story. I think that's kind of what I want. I do want you guys to get to know me a little bit better, because I feel like all I'm really doing is just like posting on my writing and all this stuff. So I do want to show you guys, like, I do want you guys to get to know me a little bit more than just, you know, outside of this. I've yet to get comfortable with recording outside of my house. Like, there are days where I just want to go to the cafe and write, but I have yet to build the confidence to record outside my house. So you guys, this is all you guys see is me in my room and just, you know, being here, and all you guys see is me write or sometimes plotting and all this stuff. So I do want to be able to get more comfortable with, you know, speaking to you guys and like showing you guys myself, like, you know, what I do, like how comfortable I get when I read, or when I do Bible study, or even like when I go to church and do my women's group, or, you know, help out with the youth group, or, you know, stuff like that. Just stuff that I do outside of this. And don't get me wrong, if I could make this my life every single day, just writing and plotting and reading, and, you know, I would, but I can't. That's a future me problem. So, but right now you guys only get to see like the bare minimum. So I think I'm gonna do a Q&A. And if I do a Q&A, I'm gonna reach out and just be like, ask me some questions. I'm gonna do that on my Instagram and maybe my Facebook, maybe, I don't know, I haven't decided yet. But anyway, so that's kind of all. It's just literally me just on a tangent, and I don't even know if I'm gonna go through and edit this video because I'm just on, it's not like, I'm just on a tangent, really. I'm just like kind of uploading and just letting you guys know what's going on, and what I want and how I'm viewing things. I might just show you guys like a little bit of how I do my process, maybe, because this video is already at like 20 minutes right now at the moment, so it might just, I don't want it to be too long, so we'll see. Anyway, I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, I'm coming back. I decided I didn't want to really do anything else. I am gonna still plot and all that stuff, but I decided I didn't really want to share any videos or anything, just because, yeah, yeah. But anyway, I was just thinking, like, with me plotting and everything out this book, and I remember I told you guys about Project Curse. I have no movement on that book, and I'm kind of disappointed because I have been really, like, I don't know, I really want that book to like be something, because it'll be the exact opposite of what I'm used to writing. And I just kind of, you know, I am kind of stuck. And I'm saying this because I just can't figure out how I want it to go. Like, I know the beginning and I know the end. I just don't know how I want the middle to be. I want a lot of politics in the story, but I also want, like, you know, like, I kind of want it to just be like a sole standalone. Like, I really don't want any other, you know, thing. So, like, I want everything to be finished in the first book. Like, I don't want it to be like, you know, go on and everything. But then, like, you know, I'm like writing it, and I just feel like, you know, it's not quite similar to A Court of Thorns and Roses, but like, I have a fear that like people are, because everyone thinks she's like the blueprint or whatever, but you know, I'm like, I don't want to write in, then, you know, people read it and they'll be like, this is and it's not, it's different. I'm like, but I'm just like writing and I'm like, I see a little bit of similarities, but I'm trying to figure out really how I want this story to go. Like, I want, you know, yeah. So I'm kind of stuck on this story. But I'm thinking, like, maybe because I am in the process of still trying to finish Crown of Light and Fire and then plotting book 2, maybe I just don't focus on that right now, because that's not my main priority at this moment. It was just an idea that I had that I felt like, you know, would go off and just be, you know, something great. And I'm just not going to focus on that right now. I am gonna like try to like, I'm like still building the characters. I'm working on my main characters and trying to build up their personality and trying to figure out who they are. And then, you know, and I'm working on the setting. It's not, well, it is kind of like a multi-setting, because I do want it to be kind of like turned into an adventure. Like I told you guys, I got the inspiration from The Songbird in the Heart of Stone by Carissa Broadbent, and I wanted it to be kind of like, you know, how that story went, like how they journeyed into the underworld to retrieve the little artifacts and all this stuff. But not necessarily to that extent, like more of like, you know, they have to just, you know, retrieve these 3 items, and when they do, like, and the items have no purpose whatsoever, like something like that. But, you know, so I'm not gonna work on a plot. I think I'm just gonna flesh out my characters. I'm gonna flesh out the curse, and all that stuff, just because maybe as I'm doing that, the plot will come to me. Like I told you guys, I know the beginning of the story and I know the end. I know what I want to be in there. I just don't know what, like, how to work out the middle. Like, I don't know what I want the middle of the story to be. Like, I don't. Like, I know that, like, he has to find the bride in order for him to, you know, find an heir and all this stuff. I know that, you know, she's trying to work hard so that she can save her father and all this stuff. But then I'm also I'm deciding if I want to change her role. Like, she's still gonna be main. She's still gonna be a main female character, but I'm deciding if I want to change her from, you know, living in like poverty-stricken world and coming in to be like working with him and all this stuff, or if I want her to be one of the potential brides that he finds. So I'm still trying to figure all this out, because it's just, you know, some things come to me and some things don't. And this story, like, I had a bunch of like ideas and everything, but nothing is sticking. So yeah, which is like really aggravating, because I really want this story to go somewhere. I really like the idea of it that I haven't had in my mind and all this stuff. But yeah, so that's kind of also what I went on here and to talk about, because now that I'm also working on plotting and everything, which I found my papers. I found my plots of book 2, and so yeah, I'm gonna go and write everything based off of that, and then, you know, get to work, because yeah, I have a lot to do, and I'm like wasting time because I've been scrolling through YouTube and just watching videos, and then yeah, I just been procrastinating. So yeah, this was kind of all I really wanted to talk about this video. I know you guys probably hate it because all I did was talk, and I apologize. That was not my purpose. My purpose was to, well, I didn't really have a purpose. I just came on here and just kind of tried to figure some stuff out. Just kind of wanted to talk, and that's it. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. I do appreciate the support I've been seeing. It means a lot to me. And yeah, so I'll see you guys next time with, which is, yeah, my next video is probably going to be an update or a recap of how February went, and then the goals for March, which is going to be another video of this. So I might combine 2 videos into one, so we'll see. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.